Hello everybody, my name is Jeff, and the reason why I'm creating this video today is to let you know of an issue that we ran into with our 2006 Holiday Rambler Endeavor RV. We've only had this unit for about 3.5 years. We bought it used, and so every day it's a new experience. If something goes wrong with it, we have to learn. Thankfully there's the internet with YouTube and a bunch of other resources, but I had a dickens of a time figuring out what was going on with the RV when we had this issue, and so I thought it might help somebody a little bit more expeditiously and with a little less searching than I took. Anyway, we were in Colorado at the time, and all of a sudden in the morning we had full 110 power, but no 12-volt power, so no lights, no water pump, nothing. Couldn't figure out what the reason was. Obviously, I'm on the internet trying to figure it out. I'm pulling fuses, and I pulled just about everything I could, and nothing worked. We thought the batteries were dead, but we were plugged into 50 amp shore power at the time. Simply didn't have 12-volt power to anything. So I called, and of course, we didn't get any information from a local supplier or service provider. Called a couple of opportunities to have somebody remotely come out on a mobile service. Nobody even returned my calls. Kind of typical, unfortunately, of some service organizations these days. But anyway, what I accidentally figured out was this little device here is a solenoid. So what I stumbled upon, because I was checking fuses everywhere and nothing in my fuse panel indicated where an issue might be, because this little device here had this fuse, I decided to pull it out and check to make sure it wasn't blown. Well, of course, when I put the fuse back in, all of a sudden we got 12-volt power. This solenoid ends up going bad, and all I had to end up doing later on, as the problem got more and more severe, was I had to tap on this unit here because it's stuck. So this particular solenoid is called a Latching relay, and I'm not supporting any particular company, but I did find a new unit online, relatively inexpensive, 60 bucks with shipping and handling, and I found it through PayPal and eBay. So it's a particular unit, was very easy to install. However, the casing on the new unit was a little bit different than the old unit. So what I ended up doing was simply taking apart everything and inserting it into the old casing, and everything's worked well ever since. You can live with the problem for a little while. You'll wake up, or all of a sudden it just won't pop over to 12-volt power. You're going to get a little irritated. What happened for us is didn't get it replaced because we were on the road for quite a while, and so what we ended up having to do was, of course, wait until we got to a point where we could order the unit and I could reinstall it. And still, we were on the road. It took me quite a while, but it would be to the point where we would be driving, and then all of a sudden we wouldn't have 12-volt power anymore. So when we filled up with fuels, when I come out and tap on that unit, I had to start tapping harder and harder. But anyway, to make a long story short, what I'm trying to do is help everybody identify what could be a possible problem when all of a sudden you don't have 12-volt power. Could be that solenoid, that relay. Tap on it, pull out that fuse, put it back in. That usually jitters it enough, and all of a sudden, if you've got power back on to 12-volt, you've isolated the problem. Hope this helps somebody else. Thank you.